Okay. How to protect yourself psychically and spiritually. Take two. We are currently experiencing, I think there are 4 planets right now in retrograde. So not everything is going to happen first time around. Be patient and hang in there with me. I'm going to briefly show how to smudge or sage. Sage is just what you're using. Smudging is the process. And sage is known to clear negative energy. Simply light the sage like you would almost incense. As soon as it catches fire, that's all you need. And blow it out and then use the smoke. Make sure you have something fireproof underneath. Safety first. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to raise your consciousness if you're not conscious of the dangers around you. But put that in something safe. Ashtray, dish, abalone shell, whatever you have. And pull that smoke on you. Just like you see the Native Americans do in the movies. Almost as though like they're washing in a mountain stream. That's how they clear themselves of energy also is with that flowing water. But that's all that's needed. You can carry that around your house, and it's good to eliminate negative energy. And dark, damp places is where dark, creepy little energies do like to hang out. You don't have to get elaborate. You can use feathers. You can use wands. You can use fans. Don't get into all that ritual. That's not what it's about. The intent is here. You're just commanding negative energy to leave. And you can simply say, excuse me, the smoke is getting to me. No negative energy or emotion is welcome here. Only peace and prosperity are allowed to enter. Keep it that simple. You don't have to swing a dead voodoo chicken. You don't have to have imperial circles. You don't have to do a lot of that. It borderlines on stepping over to the occult. Seasoned veterans, it can go with all that ritual, but I prefer just to steer clear of it. Another way you can protect yourself is with a psychic bubble. And that simply is, let's see where my timer's going here. Go. Visualizing a beautiful bubble. You're going to step into that bubble. The best time is right after your shower, when you pull back your shower curtain. Step out from the shower and into a beautiful bubble. Pink is a good protective color. Just visualize your bubble. You want to put as much detail into it as you possibly can. You want to see the colors swirl. You want to see that pearlescent, iridescent effect to it. You know, you may even want to add a fragrance. You know, does it smell like Mr. Bubble bubble bath when you were a kid? Does it smell like bubble gum? Do you want it to smell like lilacs? You can identify that with any scent that you would like. Something good, something that is a fond memory. And step into that bubble. You know, they also use that protective bubble in the Wizard of Oz. The Good Witch was the first to come down in that pink bubble. You know, there was a lot of metaphysical references in that movie for its day, working with witches and bubbles. But that bubble was what was her name? Oh, she was a good witch. But that bubble was her protection. So step into your bubble, you know, and then hence the expression, don't let them bust your bubble. When you are around people who seem to be draining your energy and there's a lot of negativity going on, step into your bubble. Close your eyes and just visualize wherever you're at that you can step right into it. Consciously pull it back around you. Think about it. and it will serve its purpose. You want your bubble to just maintain a safe personal distance, I guess you want to call that. You know, we're personal distancing a whole lot nowadays. It just cracks me up. But yeah, visualize that bubble. Another thing you can do, and I always advise my real young psychics to practice this one, is when you start feeling energy around you, and this is for people that are empathic also, you kind of feel there's too much going on, and you might be getting some anxiety, and you could even be getting nausea or headache. You've got, first off, stop and identify it. Is it yours, or are you picking up that energy from somebody else? Then once you go, hey, wait a minute, that's not mine. I've got no reason to feel that way. There should be no reason that I'm feeling anxious about anything. Then once you do that, visualize a trap door on the top of your head. Any kind of trap door you would like. Visualize it as an old crossbuck barn door. Is it just a nice little flap? What color is the wood? Is it painted? But when you close that trap door, I want you to hear the hinge squeak. And when you close it, I want you to hear the latch lock shut. Now, the top of the head is where we perceive most of our input psychically and energetically. Kind of comes in around the pineal gland and the third eye. Everybody knows how it gets in there. But once you tell yourself to close that trap door, then you can say something like, hey, not my monkeys, not my circus, and you're done. You don't have to let that energy in. You are allowed to stop it. Just make a conscious effort. So I guess the easiest way to say it, think about it and just close it off. You don't have to allow those things to bombard you all day long, because that can get really, really draining for some of you. You don't understand why. By the end of the day, you're so exhausted but can't sleep. That's because somebody else's energy is draining you and it's still hanging on you. So you can try both of those little exercises, the bubble and the trap door, just as you go to bed at night too. Pull that bubble on, close that trap door, do them both. And it will allow that energy to stop, and you probably will be able to sleep better. You could be picking up on your spouse's energy. You could be picking up on the kids' energy in the house, or just energy in general. But go ahead and try those two exercises to eliminate that energy.